What's up, everybody? It is Thursday. Sorry for the delay in getting you guys some more content. Again, the 120's been in the shop, hopefully getting it back by the end of the week or early next week, figuring out that electrical issue. So really excited to get that back. I don't have any work really going on for the Mini at the moment, so but I do got some work going on for the 120, just waiting to get it back. So just by happenstance, I happened to get up with another guy who's doing some mulching work about an hour and a half up the road from me near Rockingham, North Carolina. And he has been running one of our TMCs on a ASV 75. He actually bought the whole setup brand new from CCE Equipment after seeing my videos. And I didn't even know that. I just saw him running a TMC and called him up and said, hey man, I'd like to come out and talk to you on a job and get some footage and everything. So we're out here with them, and we're gonna check out this ASV 75 and check out this TMC Kinsella TWJ 150. I have never seen this mulcher in action. I know we've sold a ton of them for the 75 horsepower high flow machines. We've sold a ton of them for Kubotas and ASVs. I've never actually got to run one. I've never actually got to even see one out in the field in action. So I'm really excited today to check this mulcher out, show it to you guys, show you what it can do, and we'll see what it can do. So let's talk to these guys. I want to get some feedback from them and introduce you guys to them and get their feedback on the machine and the head and everything. So let's go check it out. All right, guys, here's the setup. I'm recording this a little bit after the fact. We've been doing some mulching for the last like 30 minutes, 30 hours, so 30 minutes to an hour. So I got some really good footage. We had a little O-ring go bad on the setup on the 120 there. So we're gonna replace an O-ring really quick while we're up here on the hill. And so while I got it up here on the hill, I figured I'd let you guys see this thing, check out this setup. So this is the TWJ 150 by TMC Kinsella. This is specifically for kind of the 65 to 85, 90 horsepower high flow machines. We've actually had really good success putting this head also on the ASV VT100s as well. Because the VT100 on the ASV is a really light machine. Even though it's 100 horsepower, it's only like 10,000 something pounds. It's really light, and it pairs really well with this TMJ or TWJ 150. So we've seen really good setups with that as well. But it really excels in these 75 horsepower high flow setups like this ASV RT 75. So who are you guys?
I'm Dustin Wiggins, Little River Mulching and More.
And where are you out of?
Oh, we're out of Rockingham, North Carolina.
There you go. And we got our operator.
I'm TJ Vernon, out of Candor, North Carolina.
Okay. And how long have you been, how did you, like, I thought when we talked on the phone, your story was really interesting, how you got into this. So explain to everybody how you got into this.
Well, I first off always, been into skid steers and excavators and stuff growing up. Dad's always had them around the farm, messing with them and such things. So I had a little lull in another job I had going on. So I've always followed you and your videos and such things. So I just kind of seen the market and thought it was something that we like to do, before and after product, what it looks like before and what it looks like after, and these customers and so on and so forth. That's pretty much the reason why we got into doing this thing.
I got you. And so you saw my videos and basically just went down to CCE and... Yeah,
well, I saw your videos, been following you for a while when you got with the TMC, and kind of, watched and how that went. And then, got with Brian and the guys at CCE and, made it happen. So
that's awesome. And you've been in business how long now?
We've been doing this for 5 months as a LLC,
That's awesome. And been doing well?
We're staying pretty busy, 3 to 4 days a week as much as we can. We do some other stuff as well, but we try to mainly just run the forestry mulcher as much as we can.
Yeah, that's kind of like me. I'll do a little bit of everything if somebody calls me, if I feel like I got the experience to do it. But I try to stay in the forestry side of things. That's kind of what these machines are made to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We do other stuff with it as well, but as far as just the main sole purpose of it for what we're doing here is, it's all we really need. We looked at bigger size machines, smaller ones, but we kind of stuck with the mid-range for our price point and getting into this as well. So yeah,
and the 75 is kind of like that mid-range machine where And the one thing we talked about earlier, one of the things I love about the 75 horsepower size machines is you don't have to deal with DEF.
Right.
You don't have to deal with the DEF. And I've had that with my 120. I've had some DEF stuff go bad on mine, and it's a pain when some stupid little sensor goes bad and you got to sit it in the shop for 2 weeks and call Cummins and all that.
Yeah, and as far as the power to weight ratio versus these and traveling, you know, hauling back and forth as well.
Yeah, easier hauling is a lot cheaper, a lot better gas mileage. What is it? I don't even know. What's the whole weight of this with the setup, with the mulcher?
With the setup and everything, this is 12,000 pounds.
Okay.
So with the 14K trailer, you go down the road, no DOT violations. You're pretty
easy.
Yeah, run a 250. Yeah. Still under the weight range, so that's kind of reason why we did it.
Awesome. And when I called you the other day, you were actually coming back from...
I was on the way back from CCE grabbing some mulching teeth, so we needed them for this hardwood job we're doing here. The teeth we had come on it, I think we got 130 hours out of the original teeth. So, like I say, chewing this hardwood and this bigger material, we figured we needed some fresh teeth for these customers here.
Yep, so he was running the factory teeth, which came with the carbide, these hardened steel carbide teeth that have the carbide underfacing, and he was picking up some of the hardened steel teeth that you can actually sharpen. And this is what I run on my excavator head. This is basically the same drum that's on my excavator, except this is a 15-inch drum, and the excavator has a 13-inch drum, but the teeth and all that are pretty much the same. So these hardened steel teeth are reversible, and you can put a real sharp edge on them. And my man's here was smoking some hardwood trees over there, and he was going through some hickories and some gum trees with no problem. Yeah,
it eats it up good. Does a real good job.
And you had never mulched before?
No, never.
You said you had been in logging?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So been running equipment for a while, but never actually run a mulcher.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
And what's been your so far impression of this head? Like I said, I had never seen this head before out in the field in action. It was all new to me with this. So what, as the operator having 150 or so hours on this, what's been your impression of it so far?
It's awesome. I mean, it does a real good job.
Yeah. But I mean, I was really impressed with the production for, people think 75 horsepower, it can't do much, but you were making hay in them hardwoods, man.
Yeah,
so
it'll really surprise you. It does really good.
And I will say this too about this. When he opened the door, so I have the older 120, and you got this 75 with the new Max Series cab here. And I will say this might be 75 horsepower. This machine might be much smaller than my 120, but I'll tell you this: it's got a much nicer cab in it. For sure. This is a bigger cab. It's much nicer. The visibility is awesome. And you've got the got the nice LCD screen up here with all your gauges and everything. I mean, this thing is it's a Cadillac, man. It is an absolute Cadillac of a cab. Yeah, this thing is it's a sweet little setup for 75 horsepower. This is an awesome machine. Have you guys, how is, like, on the 75, I don't really know anything about this machine on the ASV. How's the maintenance and everything like that been on it so far?
So far, only thing we've had we've had a couple little hydraulic issues, but as far as the machine itself, I mean, it's still tight. It rides as good as it did when we first from new. The power is still there. I mean, so far so good. We haven't had any issues with it.
I mean, you're mulching, you're always going to have hydraulic.
Other than that, the ride, I've rode in some other ones, hopping around through here and stuff, and just the ride, the track system and everything, it's night and day. When you get out of it, you get out of this and you go get in something, the air conditioning doesn't blow as good in the summertime. You'd rather be riding around in this.
Yeah.
I've been in this truck, sometimes the air conditioning ain't as best in it when it's 100 degrees out. You go to work and ride cooler than you are on your personal vehicle getting to and from. So
yeah,
but yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's a joy to get in and work, and then the finish, what you start with, what it looks like, and when you get finished with it, it's just, like I said, it's amazing for what it does.
And I think that's one of the things that people don't understand about these ASVs if they've never run one, is how awesome this Posi-Track system is.
I've been in some other brands and stuff that don't have the Posi-Track, and it's like riding a bucking horse compared to this.
And you get out at the end of 8 hours of the day, and it's like, I got to go see a chiropractor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like I said, this thing rides better than the work truck pulling it. So.
Yeah. I mean, that you guys just don't understand. If you've never run one of these ASVs and you're used to a conventional skid steer, when you go out into the woods and you're bumping and bouncing over these sticks and stumps and stuff like that, the difference in ride between this posi-track system on an ASV and a conventional skid steer like a deer or a cat or a bobcat is night and day. And I've told many people I will never ever run any other machine but an ASV when it comes to mulching, because I'm 40 years old. I can't deal with that. I can't. You get me in a bobcat or a deer or something like that going over them sticks and stumps, and I'll make it 4 or 5 hours, and I'm going home. You know?
And even this being the 2-speed, doing some other stuff we do, it can get from one end to the other end pretty. Saves a lot of time getting from one end of the site to the other end if you're running material or traveling something back and forth. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, my 120's got the 2-speed, and when you click that rabbit mode, she goes.
Yeah, it's like it'll set you back.
It'll throw you in the seat for sure. So that's awesome, man. I really appreciate you guys letting me come out here and check this thing out and get you guys' opinion on it, because everyone sees my opinion, and it's like, yes, I work for TMC, and but I wanted to come out and talk to somebody else that had you didn't know me from Adam until I called you the other day.
When you called, I knew who you were, but when you say your name, I didn't. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't never spoke yet. Like I say, it was yeah, I mean, it's been the experience all in all. I mean, I'm glad the situation came to where we're doing this, and like I said, those guys are happy. Everybody seems to enjoy all the the finished product that we've offered them. So, I mean, that's the main thing, is the customers and making everybody happy. So that's kind of what we're shooting for.
Awesome, man. Well, I really appreciate you. Want to shout out your company and everything, and your number and everything?
Right, so we're in Richmond County, Montgomery County, Moore County, Scotland County, Anson County, Little River, Mulching and more. We're on Facebook. We got a website. Check us out. We'd be more than glad to come give you guys a free quote whenever, however, either myself or this gentleman here. You can reach me at 910-995-1394. You can find me anywhere online.
thinking that's a hickory tree, and he is just eating it up. It's about a 3 or 4 inch hickory tree. Spit and chips. That's 6 inches at the base easily. No stall time. That was a 5-inch tree, hardwood, right through it. A 5-inch wide oak, no problem. The recovery on that thing is insane.
100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Really appreciate these guys letting me come out today and spend some time with them. And I really appreciate them taking the time to talk to me and let me come out and check this thing out. Like I said, I had never seen this thing out in the field before, so I'm just as surprised as you guys with what this can do. And I was very, very, very impressed with what this thing can do. I mean, I was watching my man over here smoke 6-inch hickory trees with no problem with this mulching head. So I was very, very impressed with the power of this head and the power of this little 75 right here. It's a very, very productive machine. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna try to start doing this a little bit more, going out to people who are running TMC equipment, checking them out, shouting out their businesses, getting their takes on some of this equipment and how they're liking it and how they're running it and everything. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully we'll be getting the 120 back soon, and I'll be back to doing some of my stuff as well. So I will check you guys later. Bye, everybody.